the next 3 hours. Our first guest was actually there yesterday. Joe Collins is a Navy veteran. He is running in the 43rd District of California. He's actually running against Maxine Waters in California. It's been an interesting race for sure. He was there for a period of time. He is a Republican. He is a supporter of President Trump. He joins us now on the Disk Institute of Pittsburgh Newsline. Welcome, Mr. Collins. Welcome to our conversation today.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
So give me an idea. When you decided you were heading to Washington yesterday, the big push, the big emphasis was come to Washington on January 6th. Is what happened yesterday what you envisioned yesterday to look like?
Absolutely not. I didn't think that, it would go that far to where they try to take over the Capitol building. I can understand how it could be exciting and invigorating to do something like that, but although I have no sympathy for the Capitol, I wouldn't have done it. I don't condone the violence. Somebody was killed. She was a veteran. But we were supposed to be there to,
So you were there for the rally, and talk me through this a little bit. So was the rally a couple blocks away?
Yeah, the rally was fairly close to where the Capitol building was, and there was a lot of people there. There was a few 100,000 people there. It was a very good sight. It was peaceful for the most part. They had smaller rallies across the D.C. area. I was at one of the smaller rallies. I didn't go to the really big one because there was a lot of people there. And after the president finished speaking, they marched over to the Capitol, and whatever transpired, they ended up, going inside.
Now, so you didn't march towards the Capitol?
No, I didn't march towards the Capitol.
And so what was going on in your gut? I've been in countless numbers of rallies and marches over the course of my life. And sometimes there's a feeling that comes in my gut like, you know what? They're going to go to the left. I'm going to go to the right. Or, I don't mean anything by left, right in that, but sometimes in those instances, I just get this feeling in my gut that whatever way the group is going to go, I'm going to go the opposite way. Maybe that's a better way for me to describe it.
Yeah, we knew it was going to get bad. I mean, a lot of people from Antifa had infiltrated the rally, and they had their Trump gear on, and they were one of the main antagonists for the people being able to take over the Capitol and everything. But we saw the police, shooting up and down the streets, and I told my team, I said, you know what, I think this is about to get bad. Like, we need to leave. And so we actually left D.C. and went to Alexandria shortly after.
Oh, so you actually left the city. You actually left the city.
Oh, yeah, we got out of there. And as soon as we got...
So now, let me ask you a question, because I'm hearing a lot of that. Like, in a crowd like that, how can you tell who's Antifa? I mean, how could you tell that? If they've got on Trump gear, how can you tell who they are?
Well, you can tell by the tattoos they have on their hands. Most people have lands with them. Not buying them, but, they carry their backpacks. They have the knee pads on. As a person who supports the president, supports the Constitution, we don't necessarily wear that type of stuff. We have our American flags and our clothes and their Trump gear on. And I wear my Joe Collins gear, but I've never seen any Trump supporters with backpacks, never seen them with any violent tendencies unless they're clashing with people who, I guess you want to call them Antifa or whatever, whoever believes anything different from them.
Now, I'm going to play devil's advocate here just a little bit, Joe, because there are a lot of people who would argue that there were a lot of people who clashed yesterday. So to say that only to use that as the determinant I'd have to probably challenge you on that.
Well, we were talking about how do you identify somebody who is an Antifa vice Trump supporter. Antifa, they have the backpacks and knee pads on. Trump supporters don't have those. They don't wear those things.
Okay, so, but not the clash part, because because the clash part would be like a whole different thing. Yeah. Okay. Now here's going to be my other question.
Antagonist.
Okay. All right. So all right. Fair enough. So then you just literally got out of D.C. altogether, and then you're kind of watching. Did you watch it on a hotel or something TV after that?
Yeah, we saw it on C-SPAN at one of the restaurants I took my team to go eat at. And it was unbelievable. I couldn't believe that was happening in March. Great, but when they said they stormed the Capitol, because we were watching them certify the election results, and they cut the feed, and all of a sudden you have a lot of people inside the Capitol. Then they said gunshots rang, and then later you found out that somebody died, which is very unfortunate. And
so then what does this do to, I think we have a bad connection. I don't know if it's my end or yours, but I don't want to run out of time here, because at the end of the day, everybody's kind of upset. And at this point, you know, they're talking about removing the president from office. You're running for office as a Republican. You are an African-American male running for office. What does this do for the Republican Party? Because in many ways, things are kind of, I don't want to say in shambles, but a mess, chaotic.
I think that from my perspective, it causes a huge divide. The difference between the Democratic Party and the Republican Party is the Democratic Party, they stick together. The Republican Party, they kind of divide on issues because a lot of people, they want to be nice, they want to please be safe. And then the other side is like, you know what, it's time for change. And so that's been an issue for a very long time. Even me running as a black man from the inner city, U.S. Navy veteran, as a Republican, that's been an issue with my race as well, trying to garner support from, you know, members of the Republican Party. And, you know, at the end of the day, we need change. We need younger people getting them ready for office, and that's what I advocate for.
And so what happened yesterday, how does that affect your campaign going forward?
I have no idea at this moment. We'll wait and see when we get back to California. I'm just disappointed all the way around in the members of the Republican Party. I'm disappointed, you know, at the president. I'm disappointed at the Democratic Party. I'm just disappointed at our whole governmental atmosphere right now. I'm just, you know, I don't like it. I don't like what's going on, and I think it's unfair.
Real quick, we got like 30 seconds, because one of the things we're going to talk about later on this show is, can we as a country heal? Because there's a lot of damage now. I mean, and there's a lot of collateral damage on both sides. Do you think that we as a country are going to be able to heal from all of this?
I think the only way that we as a country will be able to heal is if we start removing the older elected officials from office and replacing them with new, younger people. The older elected officials have been an issue with the United States for a very long time. You have people who have spent, you know, 20, 30, 40 years in office. Their ideas don't work anymore. They have their old grudges. They don't want to change, and that's a problem. So until we remove them, we will never be able to heal.
So you're in favor of term limits, I take it, Mr. Collins?
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks for the conversation. Appreciate it, indeed.